All right, folks, time to take a look at an army. This is an Eldar army. Now, Eldar aspect warriors have a color associated with them. For example, striking scorpions green, banshees red, striking scorpions blue, and but you do have a type of Eldar army which I like, where it's more uniform in its color scheme, and here it is. I love this army. I had to show it off. The avatar is really dark. This is a fine cast model, and I do believe they actually have more detail than the metal ones. Things just tend to get picked out a little bit better. This features one of the new fire prisms, which I absolutely love. There's just nothing not to love about the shape and design of this model. A couple of falcons. You have magnetized pieces. A lot of times we will magnetize both the piece and the housing, because typically you'll only get one housing for a certain magnetized point. This army has a lot of object source lighting. That's abbreviated OSL, so you may hear that term here and there. So this one has, like, the crystal is glowing. You see little glowy spots on the parts of the tank that are near it. What I like about this is that it incorporates sort of these very cool colors on a backdrop of a very warm color scheme, which is this orangish, yellow, blackened sort of feel to it, with the bone color for all of the smaller troopers. I also like this Autarch conversion. It incorporates some dark Eldar pieces. He has a dark Eldar pack on his back. He has a dark Eldar blade. None of this looks out of place, though. Also, the back of his helmet has a piece cut out to give him a sort of a fancier helmet. So along with the targeter and the Eldar flamer, I think this is the out-of-print one, really gives him a good feel. I don't know if you can see it, but on the back he has like this swirling back loincloth thing, which really sort of completes him and balances that figure. So I love it. I would love to have an Eldar army in this color scheme. This is an artistic license army, so a lot of times when left to their own devices, the artist will come up with something really fantastic. I also did want to make a note about levels. First off, I plan on making a video about that and going in depth about it. I've often wanted to sit down and just take 30, 40 minutes, or however long it took to explain the whole thing. People should relax, though, about it. Really, how do I explain this? 90% of what you see on our website is level 3-5. In fact, this is a level 3-5 split. That means everything's done level 3, except the heroes are done at level 5. And you can get a 4-6 split or a 2-4 split. And you definitely get what you pay for. A long time ago, I had a very letter of the law explanation, like to qualify as a level 3, it has to have these exact things. And it was like a page long per level explaining exactly what elements it would have. And I even had a sort of a judicial system where if an artist thought that the work was up to a certain level, and I thought maybe it didn't look very good, that we would have like almost a little trial. And I have to say that turned out to be a little ridiculous, because it's possible for, no matter how much of a letter of the law thing you get, it's possible to have something just plain not look good, and for me to notice it and the client to notice it. And you just, and you have to just balance those things. So now level 3 is defined as looks good as a unit on the table. So from where I'm sitting to here, I shouldn't be able to see defects like bald spots or slops or anything. So letter of the law doesn't work. You have to have a spirit of the law. And right now I have artists who really want their stuff to look great, and they balance that out. So that's the technical definition of level 3. Looks good as a squad on the tabletop. Let me give you some specific examples. So these tanks are level 3s. If they were level 4s and I was the art director checking these off, I would probably pick on just a few items. Like I would ask for the runes to be straightened up. I might ask, these turrets don't come off, but I would pick on, like, the jewels back here aren't done, And the thing is with a miniature, you can just keep going and go. You can spend 20 hours on one miniature. But if you're doing this commercially and for a standardized rate, you really do have to pick your battles. And quite frankly, these all look spectacular. But that's the general rule. When you upgrade from level 3 to level 4, you can expect a lot more scrutiny and a lot more detail to be put in on the models. And that really comes down to, I guess, your quality control. We have 2 art directors at this time, and they're both charged with making sure that the quality is there. And if anything, once you get the right spirited artists on board, if anything, they just go a little bit higher every time. They're always bumping it up a little bit because they really, from their heart, want you to be pleased with what they're producing. But the scrutiny really matters. Levels 5 and 6, which are for heroes, that means this. That means you're allowed to pick up that one guy and actually hold him up in front of you and look at him like this and give him a 360. And that's the defining characteristic of the higher levels of paintings we do. So just to recap, the level system goes from 0 to 10. We do 2, 3, and 4 for your bulk guys, and we do 5 and 6 for heroes. We do actually offer level 7. That's a little bit more of a rarity. Our portfolio is a little thin with that. I'd be even hard-pressed to find one in there. I'd have to really dig for it. But we certainly have artists capable of that. Level 7 is pushing what I call display quality, something that would be worth putting on a box cover or in a rule book. And that's where you really get into some of the more time-intensive techniques. Level 8 is something that could qualify in a painting competition, if not win certain ones. Level 9 is something that could be counted on to do very well in a painting competition. And I've reserved a level 10 for famous painted miniatures. Things that just like only a handful of them maybe are produced every year. And then obviously on the other end you have 0 and 1. 0 is like primed, maybe something really terrible done to it. 1 is actually what you see most commonly at your local game shop or at maybe even a tournament. Tournaments tend to have a little higher standards, and I don't mean to knock that, but I think that's more or less where that class is. Quite frankly, I think our level 2 is really spectacular, and the special we're running on that is something people should really be running towards that while I still have that going, which is half the cost of level 3. Again, that's temporary. But to recap, because I usually overtalk things and the meaning is lost, to recap, the spirit of painting is way more important than the technical definitions. Right now, the technical definitions that I wrote all those years ago, those are gone. And I've written much broader interpretations. And I've just been careful to hire artists who really they care about what they're doing. They want it to look good. They leverage their own techniques so that they can reliably repeat it. I think I'm going off again. Well, that's levels. That's this army.